you, family friends, for joining me at Maria Loves to Talk. And you guys, I have a great video for you from like all parts of the world. Story. This one here, woman to death by 82-year-old husband, deputies say. And this is Racine. This is from Georgia. I've never heard of this town. Harlem, New York.
50-year-old woman dead after being stabbed to death today at her home just outside Grovetown. 911 got the call from her husband saying he had stabbed his wife.
And when deputies got to the scene, they found Robert Bennett sitting in his living room and the victim, Michelle Bennett, in the dining room with a kitchen knife still in her back. Taylor, you spoke with someone who knew that couple. What did you learn today?
I spoke with a man who said he's been to the home where the murder happened several times for work, and after getting to know the couple, this is something he never saw coming. This is the home in Harlem, just off of Gordon Highway, where 82-year-old Robert Bennett told 911 he stabbed his wife. EMS got to the scene around 12:15 this afternoon, where they found 60-year-old Michelle Bennett at the kitchen table with a knife in her back. They couldn't save her.
I can picture it, and it's not something I was looking to see in the news today. I feel very bad for them. Who knows what happened?
A mother, wife, horse lover, and friend. That's how Michelle Bennett will be remembered by those who loved her. Friends and former co-workers heartbroken over the loss of their beloved Shelley, saying, "I'm in shock. Shelley was such a sweet person, one of the greatest people I've ever worked with." Her character is what leaves those who knew her wondering how this could happen.
They seem like a normal couple, and they were, looking after each other from the times that I, was at the house. I do remember that he had a little bit of a hearing problem. He was wearing hearing aids, and you almost had to yell, for him to hear you.
I'm also told her husband was kind to those who were friends of the couple, and nothing seemed out of the ordinary. He's been charged with murder and possession of a knife while committing a crime. At this time, no bond has been set.
He has dementia and Alzheimer. So that they said that's what he's dealing with right now. So he did not purposely do this. So it probably wasn't a fight or argument, because I remember one time seeing an episode of 911. I don't know if it was 911 Lone Star or not. What, little dog? I don't know if it was 911 Lone Star, Texas. But it was a man that had broken into someone's house. He used to live in this house, but he thought it was his house. And he had went and got a weapon or something, was trying to attack the new owner. So this could be what was going on with this little elderly man. He didn't recognize his wife. Maybe he thought she was a burglar or something. This is so sad. Again, lift these people up, up in prayers, because he's 82. Are they going to put him in jail? Is he going to be ruled medically unfit or unable? Again, nothing probably is going to be done. And a 60-year-old woman, mother, I don't know, they didn't say anything about kids. She's gone. I think a lot of people do not want to put their family members in homes and facilities, but in some cases, maybe that might be the best thing to do, or at least take out anything that could be a weapon or that could hurt someone. 21-year-old man charged in the shooting of girlfriend found deleted in North Houston home. This is recent. I don't know what is in the water. What is in the coffee? What is in the tacos? I don't know. What's in the spaghetti? What's in the hamburger? Talking about hamburger. I just saw And I'm not gonna do it, I'm just gonna bring it up here. I just saw something where a man went to Taco Bell or something, and he was fighting. Y'all better learn. Y'all need to learn. When you're dealing with food, don't mess with them people. Don't be in there getting smart, acting rude, calling them names, because they're gonna put something in your food. Don't do that. So he was begging for a free taco. Got home, ate the tacos, got sick and had to have the ambulance come to get him. And they're saying, allegedly, he's claiming that they put rat poison in his bean and cheese tacos at the Taco Bell. And the people are saying that that can't be true because they don't carry rat poisoning in the facility. I don't know. And then, hey, I'm going to keep it real because I worked in the food industry. You got people who will put stuff in the food so they can get a free dinner, okay, or a lawsuit. Moving on, a 21-year-old man has been charged with the delete in the shooting death of his girlfriend.
In the head.
Keita Albert Jr. is a
Houston man is in jail tonight for allegedly shooting his girlfriend in the head.
Keita Albert Jr. is accused of shooting his girlfriend, Alexis Falcon, on Sunday. ABC 13's Maya Shea is live in the Harris County Jail with the latest information.
Yeah, it's such a tragic and sad situation. I've spoken to a number of family members earlier today. They were too distraught to talk on camera, but they have been sharing stories about Alexis Falcon, who is now dead. They lovingly called her Lexi. She was just 23 years old and worked at McDonald's. Family members did share a photo of Lexi with me in a way. They said this really captures her spirit. The young woman lived at home with her mother, grandmother, and extended family in the family home. And it was at that home on Delbo Street that Lexi was shot and killed over the weekend. Prosecutors have charged her boyfriend, 21-year-old Keita Albert Jr., with her murder. Family members tell me that he and Falcon were inside her bedroom when she was shot, apparently in the face. But for now, they do not know a motive. The family says the couple have been dating for years, off and on, since high school. Now, Albert Jr. is in jail. Currently, he has no bond. He was out previously on bond and charged in another case, in an unrelated case of aggravated assault. I talked to the attorney in that case. He says he doesn't yet know if he will be representing Albert Jr. in a murder case, but did confirm that he will not be going anywhere. He will be staying behind bars at least until his next court appearance, which is scheduled for next week. We're live downtown. Maya Shea.
Shot in the face, but they don't know why. Cold-hearted. I know they keep saying a woman's hair is her crown or is her glory. That's true, but your face is. Your face, that's the first thing you see. That's the first thing anybody sees is your face. With your hair, you can cover that up with a turban, with a hat, with a scarf, of course with wigs. But your face, you can't cover that up. Talk about face. Yes, you guys, I'm long-winded. My sister was telling me somewhere she used to work, she was at, she's work in the medical field. So the lady came in and both, it was in two ladies in the same week had the same condition. Beautiful, long, thick hair. She said the lady hair was so thick, the plait looked like from a horse's tail. It was so thick. So one lady was a black lady, and she said no, she was black. She wasn't mixed. She wasn't biracial. She wasn't, Blasian, Asian and black. She wasn't black and Hispanic or black and Mexican. But she said the lady's face was so messed up that she had a lot of acne, and like I had told you in the previous video, she had a lot of the dark spots of scarring. Okay, so then she said another lady came in, I don't know if it was that day or further down the week. She was a Hispanic lady also, beautiful, thick, long hair, real thick plaits. Because, you know, sometimes when you get to the end of the person's hair, it'd be kind of thin, but it was thick all the way. And she said her face was messed up, or a lot of acne. And I was like, wow. Because I used to think that, you know, people would say, well, if a person have long, thick, pretty hair, thick, coarse hair, their skin automatically is going to be pretty. Because, you know, they have those vitamins that say hair, nails, and skin. You can get hair, nails, skin vitamins. And I was like, wow, that's, you know, weird. So again, somebody see you from the back and they're looking, oh, beautiful, beautiful head of hair, and the person turned their face, and, you know, I guess it's not the same thing with this, because this guy deleted her, but I've seen people that been left with scars, and sometimes the reconstruction surgery. 20 years old, dude, you got your whole life ahead of you, and this girl is 23. I'm looking at her obituary. She's on the gun memorial. Lost to gun violence, January the 14th. Attractive young lady. I mean, if you don't want someone, move on. Again, what you don't want, or what you think is not good anymore, or not pretty anymore, or is not making your toes curl anymore, believe me, there's a whole bunch of men waiting in line, waiting to date or put a ring on this lady's finger if you don't want to do it. So it's sad. He's messed up her life because she's gone, but he done destroyed his life. And I'm trying to figure out how come again we're putting people on bond, got them walking out on the street, and they just steady keep committing these crimes over and over, impacting and changing families' lives forever. Sent this to me, I guess because they know I'm a news junkie. They sent it to me and I was like, pretty little girl, young little girl. I don't believe, and I'm old-fashioned. I don't believe in teens, young teens, preteens, dating, having boyfriends, having dudes over. That's just me, okay? So here, 14-year-old girl shot in Racine by ex-boyfriend, according to prosecutors. Teenage ex-boyfriend shot girl because of Snapchat post and breakup, prosecutors say. This just happened last week. All this stuff happening. This is from WISN.
That is the word miracle. 14-year-old Jasleen Jones still has a future ahead despite an enormous and tragically violent hurdle. One phone call Sunday was one of the worst for Juan Perales, his son on the line, frantic, then learning his granddaughter had been shot as many as 4 times, all in the head. Perales made it to Children's Wisconsin just as doctors were moving Jasleen Jones from the medical helicopter to the facility.
I was just praying, man. I'm praying that God will look over her, look over her and my family, Just don't know what we do without her.
And he did look out for her.
Oh, definitely. There's nothing less than a miracle, man. Nothing less than a miracle. And that's God's work.
Jasleen survived. Her grandfather able to see her that same day.
Took a little while, but they were able, to get us up there and stuff. And she was, like I said, she was awake. She was talking, still being her same self. Wanted to get on Snapchat and stuff right away,
But her story, similar to so many others police have seen, a criminal complaint describing domestic violence and a boyfriend upset over her breaking up with him. The accused shooter, also 14.
These are they're babies, man. They're babies, and to know that happened to my granddaughter. And, I've met this boy. I've met him. He's been around family functions.
Prosecutors writing, the boy shot Jasleen near these railroad tracks in Racine. And as she begged for her life, prosecutors writing, the shooter used the words to the effect of, "You have to die," and squeezed the trigger at least 3 more times. But tonight, Jasleen is still alive.
I think this is just going to empower her to even be greater, just be a greater person, and she's got a story. She's got a story to tell. When it's her time, she's going to tell her story, and for the whole world to hear it.
And that criminal complaint says the teen suspect admitted to shooting Jasleen in a fit of rage over a Snapchat post and the breakup, Kristen.
And Derek, you can hear the emotion in that grandfather's voice, and we understand Jasleen underwent another procedure tonight.
She did, and unfortunately her family tells us she will lose one of her eyes and is still processing that news. But her grandfather told me after coming so close to losing her, he's simply grateful she is still here, and she says she still has an enormous future ahead.
Put his little butt in the juvenile center. They don't want to identify him. You're 14. Again, where do you learn this? Where do you, are you 14? How do you go in a fit of rage over a girl breaking up with you? Boy, you got your whole life, to date girls, to get married, 7 and 8 times. Why would you? I've got a lot of questions, like, why are they dating? Why was she out? Was she walking, meeting him in the first place? Where's his parents? I'm gonna keep it real. Is there a daddy in the house? Yeah, I'm going there. Has he been violent and acting a fool with his own mama? Okay. We had a story, something I read, or it had happened. I think a friend told me about it in San Antonio a couple months ago. 2 boys, 2 little preteens, jumped on their mama and whooped her up, beat her up. So I'm wondering, hey, it must start at home. Get these kids off of the video games. When I was a kid, well, first of all, we didn't have video games. Well, we did, but certain people had it, that parents had a little money, or grandma, grandpa would get them some, but more kids was outside playing soccer, playing baseball, playing football. The girls was playing dolls, playing dress up, boys was doing yards, painting, helping daddy or grandpa with, they didn't have. And then when someone did have a little boyfriend or whatever, or even a little girlfriend, all I remember was, he would, walk the girl home, or carry her little books to the class, like escort her to her little classroom, and then he would hurry and run back, to his class so he wouldn't be late. I don't remember boys fighting girls, bringing guns, talking about I'm gonna delete you, hitting girls with their fists, talking under girls' clothes, skirts. I don't remember that. I did not see that. We didn't have that. So obviously it's just a whole new world out there, and the parents need to keep an eye and ear what your kids, what they're up to, what they're doing, and who their little friends are. Prayers out to these young girls who are also experiencing domestic violence and abuse from a little boyfriend that said that they love them to the end. This is from Fox 10. A neighbor who felt something was just off. Something was just off. Was able to help a woman who was being trafficked by a man in Scottsdale. The suspect, Stephen Hurry, Hurry, was reportedly arguing with the woman outside at home when the neighbor noticed something was off between the two.
Police in Scottsdale arrest a man on several counts, including sex trafficking and other charges. Fox 10's Justin Lum with that story for us.
Officers say 61-year-old Stephen Hurry started living with a woman in California in May of last year when he employed her as a housekeeper. They say he asked her to move to Arizona with him for an opportunity to make money. While living in Tucson, police say Hurry took photos of the woman and placed ads online offering sex for money with her. He's accused of taking her birth certificate, ID, and social security card and other documents from her. Investigators say the two relocated to Scottsdale last November, where he posted more online ads, setting up dates with the woman and recording video of the encounters without her knowledge. The day after Christmas, detectives say she decided to leave Hurry. They say Hurry assaulted the woman during an argument. A neighbor called 911 and officers took Hurry into custody. Police say the woman was subjected to sexual abuse and beatings from him. Justin Lum, Fox 10 News.
She must have really been, she must be a psychic or something, because I don't know how you can see some, they're across the street unless you're hearing word for word.
Live today is Human Trafficking Awareness Day, and one neighbor saw something and said something, leading to Scottsdale police arresting someone who they say was sex trafficking. This was near 71st Street, just south of Thomas. ABC 15's Jordan Bonke looking into the red flags and how to spot a potential problem.
Scottsdale police are crediting an astute neighbor who heard something that they felt was off about an arguing couple at this condo here in Scottsdale. When police arrived, they found that a woman had been sexually exploited by a man for months. Through the walls of these condos, court documents show a neighbor heard a man telling a woman he would punch her following a woman screaming. That call to police led a woman to tell officers the fight and physical abuse that she was facing were because she didn't want to have sex with the man, the suspect, Stephen Hurry, who allegedly had set things up in exchange for money.
That's alarming.
Danielle is a neighbor to the person who tipped off police, which helped lead to the arrest.
A good, reassuring thing, definitely.
Court documents show Hurry hired the woman as a housekeeper for his California home in May of last year. He moved to Tucson, where he convinced her to make a prostitution ad. Investigators say she made money from sexual encounters, but Hurry kept that money and her legal documents locked in a box in his car. The two moved to a short-term rental in Scottsdale, where the victim started to refuse the sexual encounters, which led Hurry allegedly trying to strangle the woman.
So sometimes our victims won't have their identification with them. They won't have their passports. They don't have access to a cell phone. Things that exhibit control when they're taken away from them.
Local trafficking prevention groups and federal agencies say a victim may be working in the same place as they live. They may be avoiding eye contact or social interaction, and there may be more security to keep them inside, and they could have signs of physical injuries. Stacey Sutherland is with Arizona's Anti-Trafficking Network.
Regardless if it's an awareness month, regardless if we have a big sporting event coming. And so this is a crime that preys on our most vulnerable in society, and we need to pay attention and start to recognize it and hold those who are doing this accountable.
Jordan Bonke, ABC 15, Arizona.
Making $700 the first time for S, and I'm gonna say enter, and y'all know what the rest is, in 20 minutes with an unknown male subject. And the defendant took the entire $700. Wait a minute. Wait. She made $700 on the first time in 20 minutes with an unknown male subject. What kind of, what kind of shag me they were doing? She got that much money in 20 minutes. So he was basically a minute man, but he had a whole lot of money though. As containing the victim's photographs and advertising S in the exchange of money, which included $350 per hour for a full S, or a quick visit, 15 minutes for $120. $120 for 15 minutes. I wonder if these were married men. You got that kind of money? You could be helping feed the hungry. You can be giving it to a disabled person, a senior citizen, someone who, it's just so much. And again, y'all supposed to be social distancing because the corona, it's still out there, you guys. And now we got RSVP or whatever it's called. Okay, so they also say Hurry recorded the S encounters and put them on a hard drive. This would happen about 4 to 6 times a week. In between the yelling and when officers got there, Hurry reportedly grabbed the woman and pushed her against the refrigerator and lifted her up. She said she couldn't breathe but never lost consciousness. She had to perform a blank act to get him to stop. Whew. All I can say is rebuke you, Satan. The man did all this and she had to perform for him to get him off of her. Just after Hurry left to go fix his car, he was found not far from the Airbnb and reportedly admitted to officers an argument happened, but denied the abuse and didn't want to answer questions about sex trafficking. Suspect arrested. A nurse documented signs of physical abuse on the victim. That's when Hurry was arrested and his cell phone was seized. The victim told officers Hurry had RAP'd her on Christmas Day. She said she wanted to leave him, but he had control of her documents. Police say text exchanges between the victim and Hurry were about setting up dates with men for money, and including the date times and the sex act and the amount of money she needed to collect. Wow. Golly. Now here it says something. Also in the computer bag was a copy of the victim's marriage license. She had no idea how he had the information or got the document. As for the recordings of the sexual encounters that Hurry reportedly kept on a record, they were found on a USB at the Airbnb. She says she never consented to being recorded. The state is requesting the defendant to be held on $150,000 bond. The defendant inflicted physical, mental harm and forced the victim to engage in sex acts for monetary gain. Oh, ugly man. He looked something like that man. I forgot what was that man's name from Gilligan's Island. The old rich man. What was his name? I can't think. He looks like that. He also looked like that little cartoon character. The little man that be chasing after Bugs Bunny. That have the gun, the rifle. I want to say something about this, and I'm not, I don't know how, I guess I'm not, I don't have the fancy words. I'm just going to say brutally blunt. Yes, my heart goes out to these women who are being trafficked, but this sounds to me like they were more of a couple. That's what this sound like. They were a couple. This was their job, a hobby, almost similar to the previous one where I talked to you about the son and the mother that had the brothel in Florida. But these people here sound more like they had some type of relationship. The woman went from being his housekeeper, a house cleaner in California, to now he's got her turning tricks, holding her hostage. But they've traveled from place to place to place. But she keep going with him. I didn't hear nothing about he had a gun to her, he had a knife to her, blah, 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 that he's giving her drugs. I noticed they didn't say her age or anything like that. I wish her the best, and I'm curious if she's married, who she's married to, where her husband is, where he's at. Wow, it's weird, but for me, she had many chances, opportunities to get away from this creep. And she could have, knocked him out. Another thing I wanted, these men, who are these men? Who's these married men? Yeah, they married men, all right. Because it's very rarely a single dude is going to pay for SE. It's supposed to be social distancing. And then this creep, he's videotaping these men. Probably gonna use it as blackmail or something. I don't know. Again, the police, busy. And they need us, the citizens, like the nurse who was an angel for being alert and seeing this and being able to have discernment and call this into the police. I want you to stay healthy, happy, and blessed.